Welcome once again to We the People, a new birth of freedom. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hit the like, the dislike, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, leave your comments below. I'll get back to you. Tell everyone you can. We're trying to get the message of freedom out. So the farmer in our story, in our parable, in our analogy, he wanted beans, he got corn. When he went back and inspected the seed bag, he found out he planted corn. That's why he got corn. He did not plant beans. And irregardless of the consensus of his political partners, he didn't get what he thought he was going to get because he didn't plant what he should have planted. It's a law of nature. We call this the land of the free and the home of the brave. He had everybody is afraid. And freedom is constantly under attack and assault. Let me bring out a point here. Our elected officials, educated, Yale, Harvard, Cambridge, you name it, been senators for years, decades, congresspeople, involved in politics for decades and decades. And here they are, still trying to solve, by legislation, by political processes, the race issue. Okay, here's what we're looking at. While they're over here trying to put out the fire of racism, they're painting on the canvas of this nation such a picture of hatred, disgust, prejudice, discrimination, malice, strife between themselves, between each political party. They're hypocrites. Absolute, deplorable, vile, filthy, incompetent hypocrites. They're always running around. We got to legislate this. We got to pass another law because that'll take care of it. Or at least it'll make it look like we're doing something when they really don't give a shit. Some do, most don't. But let's be political in this. Let's give a flowery speech. Let's turn on the charm. Friends, this is not a race issue. This is a hate issue. This goes to the very core, the very depths, the very deep, dark depths of the soul that's been influenced for decades and millennials and centuries. Environment, nurture, nature, seeds that have been sown. You sow in hatred, you reap in hatred. You sow in love, you reap in love. You sow in prejudice, you reap in prejudice. You sow in discrimination, you get discrimination. What happened to George Floyd the other day is nothing new. This has been going on for millennials. Somebody hates somebody, somebody violates somebody, and somebody lives and somebody dies. But this issue with the cops, this is nothing new. This has been going on for decades and decades and decades. And not only that, it's not just the cops. It's black killing black, white killing white, brown killing brown. It's not a race issue, it's a hatred issue. It's a heart issue. You can't change the heart. Politics doesn't reach to the depths of the heart and make any significant changes at all. None, zero. But look at our own government. Look at the history of our own government. You want to talk about Ruby Ridge? You want to talk about Waco? You want to talk about Kent State? You want to talk about the military atrocities that have occurred during wartime? Those that we know about and those we'll never know about? My goodness, they're still arguing and analyzing and debating over who actually killed John F. Kennedy. This is nothing new. Death is nothing new. Hatred is nothing new. Violence is nothing new. Prejudice is nothing new. Discrimination is nothing new. If you can't preach life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and continue to sow fascism, socialism, communism, Nazism, hatred, can't do it. You want freedom? You got to sow in freedom. You got to get back to the foundation, to the seed bag that our founding fathers left us. Just like the farmer, I don't care how pretty he makes his field. It can look so wonderful out there, ready to receive seed. But you sow the wrong seed and you expect something else, you're not going to get it. And I don't care how flowery a politician can give a speech and lay the groundwork and it looks like, oh my, this administration is going to be wonderful. It's going to solve problems. They can prepare your minds with all their bullshit rhetoric, but when they start sowing the wrong seed, you're going to get the wrong harvest. I would love to debate every living president, every politician, every senator, every congressman, every Supreme Court judge on the context of life, liberty, justice, and the pursuit of happiness. Every single one of them. On the public stage of the world. Not that I'm smarter, not that I'm any better, but I understand the laws of nature and nature's God. You want to reap the laws of nature and nature's God, you've got to sow the laws of nature and nature's God. You can't sow anything else. You can't hybrid between politics and the laws of nature. You can't do it. You get a hybrid. It's just like you take a horse and a donkey, you breed them together, what you're going to get? You're not going to get a horse and you're not going to get a donkey. You're going to get a hybrid mule. Now, how are you going to get that seed back to its original form of a thoroughbred horse or a donkey? How are you going to do that? Well, you can't. Now it's hybrid. You can't breed it back. Once you hybrid something, it's hybrid. You can't breed it back to its original. Can't do it. It has to be wiped out and start over. So all of these political ideologies must be wiped out and start over at the beginning of the life, liberty, justice, and pursuit of happiness that our founding fathers left us. See, what happens is one political party says, well, we'll define freedom. And they throw their little socialistic ideas, their little fascist ideas, their little communistic ideas in there. Some hybrid influence ends up getting in the seed bag. And so it doesn't come out the way it's intended. The harvest is not what it's intended to be. Because they all have subjective bullshit propaganda. But see, this is not about, a real leader does not make the platform, the launching pad for their desire to take an office. It can't be about them. It has to be about we the people and the documents we've been left to guide us on this journey of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness and justice. Everything needs torn down and redone. The criminal justice program, the political program, the religious program, the educational program needs to be completely torn down and start over. It's so hybrid, it's so mixed up with all kinds of perverse, diabolical, destructive ideologies. It's pathetic. There's a wise, very wise saying that says, every man's thoughts or path or journey is right in his own eyes. But God ponders the heart. You violate the laws of nature and nature's God, you're going to reap accordingly. Hey, till next time, contemplate these things. God bless and be a true American.